Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and I thought today we'd kind of go into having the term no regrets and what it really means. It might mean something different than you think. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't know it. We do the weekday Monday through Friday, which is available podcast or video. We do educational repair videos. And I also try to do personal development videos as well. I've been slacking on that end. But I think in order to be a well-rounded individual, you can't just be really good at something and then suck at everything else. So there's give and take in life on maybe you're not going to be the greatest at this, but you're good at this and you're good at so many other things, whether it's raising your kids, financial freedom, if that's for you, the list goes on. So today we're talking about no regrets. And what does no regrets mean? All right. No regrets. When I talk about no regrets, I'm talking about you get later in life and you wished you would have done X, Y, and Z, but you never did it. To me, that's no regrets. You have regrets. That's different than some of these self-help personal development that are talking about, no regrets, where you don't take anybody else into consideration when you're deciding stuff, and you come off as kind of narcissistic, Everyone is going to have regrets to a certain extent. Regret is a feeling of not so great on something that happened in your life. And there are so many things, numerous things in my younger, dumber days that I wished that I wouldn't have said or I wished I wouldn't have done. And those can be also classified as regrets because you regret doing them, right? And by regretting doing them, you take the time, comes experience and wisdom, right? So when we're young and dumb, we do things sometimes where we don't think. Our mouth just blurts before we've thought it out. And we've said things that have hurt people in the past. And you know how it feels because people have done it to you, right? They've done it to me where they said things that were hurtful and out of anger. And that's all it was. It wasn't a declaration that you are X, Y, and Z from that person. It's during the heat of anger. People talk stupidly. That's the easiest way to describe it. People just run at the mouth when they should just shut up and let tempers come down. Those regrets we need to have. It's just like history. If you don't know your history, then you're bound to repeat it, right? So if you have certain things in your past that you've regretted saying or doing, that's all part of the learning lesson of gaining wisdom. And as we get older, we're less apt to run our mouth, some of us anyways, or get upset over stuff that really doesn't mean a lot, right? So that type of regret, everybody's going to have them. You need them to be a well-rounded individual so that you're not repeating the past by being an asshole or whatever. But when I tell you to live life with no regrets, you have to take the people around you into consideration. You must. You can't just do whatever you want, whenever you want, all the time, right? It's a give and take. And in that give and take, it's a relationship, right? I value relationships with people. And I value relationships with people more than I do money and that kind of stuff, cars, what have you. And in saying and doing that, when I take things into consideration of what I'm going to be doing, I'm thinking about how it could affect them. And I'm thinking about, before I say something to somebody, how can it be taken? Because we can take things out of context, right? But you don't need to be that narcissistic person that thinks you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, all day long, all right? If you do, you're not going to have very many friends, and family's going to disown you. So whenever you hear me talking about, living your life with no regrets, I'm talking about, you thought about maybe starting a business, or you enjoy art and getting into that, doing it more often. It's wanting to learn how to ride a motorcycle. Enjoy a sports car. There's certain things in life that can bring you joy. But in all of that, you can't do it simply on what you want, okay? Now, when you have younger kids in the home, it's hard to do a lot other than go to work and, pay the bills, because you don't have a lot of extra income, right? You're raising kids. You're young adults. Maybe starting that business isn't the right time right now. And I always say to people, things happen for a reason. If it didn't happen, there's probably a good chance or a good reason why it didn't. And it may be you're just not ready to take that next step yet. Now, by not taking that step, are you going to regret that? And I say no, because you'll know when it's the right time. In some of my videos, I tell you about that, of where you come up with an idea, right? And the first 10 seconds, you're on board. But after 10 seconds, the mind starts playing tricks with you, trying to talk you out of anything. And it's, it's a fight or flight type thing, and it's to keep you out of harm's way. Now, everything in life has risk, okay? And you have to minimize the risk and maximize the gain. And gain isn't always in dollars and cents. See, the best thing is in life, a lot of things that bring pleasure cost you nothing but your time. And that's the best thing about it. But when it comes to having no regrets, when I talk about it, I want you to know that if that business is something that you really believe in, that you really would like to do, then you need to look at how do I go about it that I can do it and do it, make it feasible, right? If you're married with kids, or you're married, you need to discuss this with your better half, right? You just can't go out and buy a $30,000, $40,000 Harley because you wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle, right? Now you're going to have regrets because she's going to beat the crap out of you. I mean, you know where I'm coming from? We're all going to have regrets of things that we've done in our past, and that's a good thing, right? It gives us wisdom from teaching us through experience. And if I talked to somebody and they said they had no regrets on what they did to anybody along the way, oh, you're either a liar or you're a narcissistic person. So on that note, having one style of regrets, you're going to have, and we're going to learn to live, and we're going to learn from it and become a better us, right? And the other with no regrets is when there is that time and space that it's going to be meant to happen. And if it's that important to you, you can create it and make it happen. So on that note, you guys have a great day, and thanks so much for watching the videos.